Good morning. Hey, Susan and John. Hey, Marla. Marla, a glorious morning indeed. I agree with you. Who's feeling amazing today? Me. Oh, good to be here. Good to still be breathing with a little more ease, a little more sweetness, a little more hope in the world. It's been a good couple of days. I welcome you. We'll give a minute or two, see how many others jump on. Say hello if you're here. I know I did an extra live stream on Thursday morning. Hi, Gail. Hi, Catherine. Anna East had some stuff going on she had to work with, so I was happy to have something to do. Hey, Dina. Hey, Jennifer. Hi. Hi. My fellow teachers are here too. Yeah, Thursday morning, I was really grateful to have something like at a time that I had to do that I was committed to, because the other days of the week really were rough to stay focused and to be productive. I I didn't get much done last week. I really didn't. And then Saturday came, and the only thing I got done was some dancing in the streets and celebrating with friends and neighbors in the world. So here we are. All right, I will go ahead and begin. Hi, Judy. Good morning. So I'm Annie Moyer. This is Sun and Moon Yoga Studios YouTube channel. It is Monday morning, November 9th-ish, and I am feeling some joy. I titled this "Joy Has a Home Here," and I'm remembering 4 years ago when so many neighbors put up signs that said, "Hate has no home here." And what a difficult thing that has been, to have to say that explicitly as if it's not a given. And now to be able to say explicitly, joy has a home here. I want to add the word maybe again, is a lovely uplifting thing, and I feel it in my body. I feel an open space in my heart. I feel some just a tad bit more ease to the breath and to movement and to flow of energy inside. And I don't want to put any damper on anyone's joy at all. I merely want to suggest that even though hate has no home here, it still exists. And we know that too, based on what we saw with results. We know that we have a long road ahead of us for healing. And because we know the hate is there, because we know the conflict is still hot and heavy and present, and it's not even that it's lurking in corners, it's out in the open, and it has been for some time. So let's let the joy that lives inside of us fuel a determination to face whatever hate we may encounter and root it out. Root it out. I don't know exactly what that looks like. It's an individual and circumstantial detail that changes from person to person, from situation to situation, but it is within our reach. It is a possibility and a capacity that we hold to root out that hate and to really do everything we can, not just holding leaders accountable, but our own selves accountable for living lives that spread that joy in a way that is undeniable. so that those who do have hate in their hearts can feel that the joy outweighs it. When we're working with the body in a yoga practice, we can feel joy rising up inside, but that doesn't necessarily fix the cranky joints in the shoulders or the hips or the knees. It doesn't necessarily ease the tension everywhere, but we can tap into it and try to find ways to expand the joy, to stretch it out, to spread the ease and the melting softness around the rest of the body. And that takes commitment, it takes curiosity, and it takes experimentation. So let's do a little bit of that now. We're going to begin standing, and then at some point we'll come back down to the ground, and you might notice I've got a little rolled up blanket there at the rear of my mat. So if you have something handy to roll up, it can be a blanket or a towel, or it can just be a thin or small sofa cushion of some sort. We're going to use that to do some heart openers in a reclined position after we do some standing work. So come and stand on your mat and just root into the feet for a few breaths. Bend the knees a little bit, get some cushy spring in the joints, the toes, the ankles, the knees, and the hips. Just do a little bouncy bounce. And a little swivel of the hips around and around. Little bit of swiveling. Switching the directions of the swivel. And then a little bouncy bounce to stand up again tall. Separate the feet just a little wider than your hips. So not a big wide stance, but just a little wider. And we're going to do a variation on something we call the breath of joy. I'll demonstrate it. It's hard to talk it through while I'm doing it, but it looks a little bit like this. An inhale in 3 parts. One part, scooping in, another part scooping in a little bit more breath, reaching up, a third part scooping breath all the way in, reaching all the way up tall, and then a big, forceful, joyful exhale through the mouth as you fling yourself down. I'm going in slow motion. Bend the knees so you cushion the landing in the fold. Swing yourself down, and then just let the fold swing with ease until it stops. And then I'll do it again in real time. So inhale, 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 exhale. Flinging down. So the bent knees will cushion the fling and then back up. So go ahead and try it a few times. I'll do it with you. The breath can come out of the mouth with pursed lips or with an open mouth. I prefer the open mouth. I don't know, the pursed lips exhale gives me a little bit of anxiety. I can't explain why, but play around with it. Just see what version of open-mouthed exhale brings you the most joy, suits you the most. So you can fling out all of the tension and worry and consternation you may have had noticed building up in recent times. Just a couple more. And when you feel satisfied, I'll do one more for good measure. When you feel satisfied, you can simply roll up to stand, maintaining just a slight little bend in the knees as you come all the way upright, and pause. Let the energy settle back down. And now take the feet a little bit wider with your toes, all 10 of them pointing forward, and scoop up for an inhale. And this time, a steady, controlled exhale through the nose as you fold down and bring your fingertips onto something, whether it's the floor or a bench or a chair or a block. Fingertips down to something. And then on an inhale, lift one arm and turn to the side. Open up the heart, spreading joy through the collarbones, all the way through the channels of the arms, the palms, out through the fingertips, streaming upward and rooting downward. And just go side to side like that. Inhaling and exhaling and and moving with that easy flow of energy. You can now begin to backstroke the arms as you come up into the twist, finding the light above and around you with your heart as the arms backstroke all the way around, big circuits. And if the breath seems like it goes off kilter with the movement, who cares? We're just happy that we know we're breathing. And you can consider that a joyful breath that finds its own way. And then back to center, hang the head for a few breaths. You can maybe grab the elbows and sway the hips and torso from side to side. And now bring your elbows on your thighs and bend your knees. So you're squatting a bit and lift up the heart. Put a little back bend in the torso. I'm going to turn so you can see. So a little bit of a hammock shape. And then on an exhale, a little bit of a rainbow arc. And an inhale again into a hammock stretch. And an exhale into a rainbow arc. And then slowly planting the feet, roll up, come to stand. Good. So root the feet down. Inhale, both arms up, reach tall. And then drop one arm down. Again, I'll turn to the side slightly. Bend your elbow, put the back of your hand somewhere on your back. And then bend the other elbow and put the palm right behind your head. So we're not even trying to meet the hands here. We're holding the back of the skull with one palm and we're pressing it into the somewhere on the spine with the back of the other hand. And then lift up through the chest and lean back and look toward the ceiling. And breathe. So I'm cradling my skull with my palm and the back of my hand behind my chest. Both of those actions together are helping this joyful presence in my heart feel like it is coming from a deep place of home inside and then spreading out above and beyond. And then release. And then shake out the arms, shake out the legs, shake out the hips, do a little dance. And then we'll do the other side. So lift both arms, inhale, and then drop the other arm down, bend the elbow, put the back of the hand somewhere behind your chest. And then bend the top elbow, palm holding the back of your head. Lean back and lift up through the heart. So the back of the hand is like it's giving a gentle encouragement to lift upward. And the palm holding your head is providing extra support. So that action of lifting the heart and propelling it with the hand behind it is spreading the joy. And the hand holding the head, providing support, is sort of reinforcing the strength and steadiness we need when we encounter the hate that has no home here inside of us, but still exists in the world. We're prepared to meet it. We're prepared to rout it out. Rout it out, root it out, to get rid of it. Okay. And then let it go. Shake out. Shake out, shake out, shake out. Okay. Come down to your mat. Let's do a little touch of table pose, little touch of downward facing dog. The upside down heart still radiates joy out from the center of your being. Breathing in, breathing out. And then bring your knees back to the floor. Stretch your hips back towards your heels. A little touch of child's pose right back up into table and downward facing. And inhaling, exhaling, radiating joy, seeking peace, and strengthening our resolve to meet the hate where we know it exists and and ask it, what does it need so it can go away? To create a world where it doesn't have to be there. And one more time, back up to table, back into dog. And then back down. So now come down, flip around onto your back, and have something to put under your chest to lie back over. So again, a thin rolled up blanket or towel will work. A small sofa cushion or even a bed pillow will work. Anything at all that's soft and inviting that you can lie down over and allow to simply lift the heart to help radiate joy. The arms go above the prop, whatever it is that you're using underneath your chest. The arms go above, and we want the shoulders on the ground. And of course, also the back of the head on the ground. And we breathe. And allow the tissue inside to melt. The bony structure of the skeleton provides all the support we need. So in these supported reclined postures, we can really, truly let go. We can offer this dynamic out to the places where hate exists. What if we could each contribute to a world where the conditions are so supportive that all of that hate has nowhere to land, has no target, that the joy is just overpowering. The girl can dream. Deep breaths. So take 2 more cycles of breath, and then we'll change this up a bit. I find sometimes that my best moments, my deepest moments, the quietest moments in my head happen when I know there's a deadline after which I need to do something else. So enjoy those moments. And now bend your knees and shimmy backwards just enough so that you can bring your arms down and move whatever was lifting your chest into a position where it's lifting your pelvis. And what you may find is that you're craving a little bit of a higher lift as we go into a supported bridge pose. So what you could do, if it's a blanket, you can just take it, fold it in half, slide it back under, or if it's pillows, you can add an extra one. So now I'm in a sort of a modestly lifted and supported bridge pose. And I didn't really change much except for the position and the height of the support. Arms can be soft by your sides. Breath is full and present. Once support is established, the joy can radiate and the tension can melt. Just a few more breaths here before we change it up again. Bring awareness to your arms now. Lengthen out through the palms facing up. And on an inhale, raise your arms up and back, reaching behind you. Maybe the palms reach and touch the floor. Maybe. Maybe they're just hovering. Maybe you can bring a little more of an oomph downward through the backs of your shoulders, the very tops of the shoulder blades. And then on an exhale, bring the arms back down. Take whatever is under your hips, slide it out of the way as you press into your feet and lift the pelvis up a little higher. Return your spine gently all the way down to the floor. And now take the support that was underneath you. I'm going to unfold the blanket and put it so that it's under my knees. And then take the knees wide and the soles of the feet together. So a reclined bound angle pose with the hips supported by something under the outer thighs or knees. So if you have 2 pillows, one can go under each knee. This is a great thing to do lying in bed, by the way. It's a really nice restorative posture. And now If you'd like, I'd invite you to take the arms back overhead, bend the elbows, and then hold on to either your hands, your wrists, your forearms, or opposite elbows to make a sort of a halo over the head. If your forearms are crossed at some point, you can recross them so that the other one is on top or in front, just to tap into the non-dominant side. It's a handy little trick to keep the mind present, is to do what's not habitual. Slow, steady breaths. Simultaneously letting joy, in whatever sense that brings in the body, spread and then settle. So whatever the energetic feeling of joy is for you, can you spread it throughout your physical being, and can you let it settle deep inside? And the next step from there could be gratitude. So rather than a gloating joy, a grateful one. And with gratitude comes a touch of humility, and with humility comes a spark, a motivation for action. How can we be of service to root out the hate, to spread the joy so profoundly that that becomes the dominant feature of our lives? Steady breaths. And then gently invite some movement back into the limbs. Bring the knees together when it feels right. Take the props away under the knees. Separate the feet as wide as your mat. Do a few rocks with your knees from side to side. And then knees back to center. Step your feet all the way over to one side. And then raise the opposite arm. Turn your head away from your raised arm. And then do the other side. Side step to the other edge of the mat. And then raise the opposite arm. Turn your head away from the raised arm. Adding some stretches along the sidelines of the body. Back to center. Pull the knees in. And cross your ankles and start to just rock a few times back and forth. And then maybe you'll get some momentum to come all the way up, and then switch the ankles and rock again. And then all the way up to sit, however you get there. Swivel the torso around, reestablishing an upright posture, asserting ourselves once again against gravity. And then let's just do 3 breaths together. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, float down. Inhale again, reach the arms, stream through the fingertips. Exhale, float down. Last one. Breath comes in, arms come up. Breath goes out, arms release. And pause and breathe. And bring palms together. Thank you for the shared joy, the opportunity to uplift our hearts together. I hope you have a wonderful day. Take good care, everybody. Enjoy, enjoy.